So, very good evening, friends. Meeting again in the session of Stuart Close Philosophy, and we are started discussing about the chapter number 15, the drug potential. Before starting chapter, thank you everyone for your valuable support. Today we have reached the 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, a big achievement after starting it in the COVID period, and nearly about 865 videos uploaded up till now in the field of homeopathy. So it's not possible without you. So thanks once again to all of you. And then we'll start with our new chapter, that is the drug potential. Certain aspects of drug potential already we have discussed, we have learned in yesterday's lecture. Drug potential means what is the strength, what is the capacity of that drug substance, and how it works in the human being, how it works and in what way it works in the human being by the method of potentiation. That aspect, with the help of science, he tried to solve over there. And that's why the scientific aspect of having the capacity of a drug substance in the dynamic form regarding the regarding its capacity to alter the human state of health, here he has tried to explain in this specific chapter. So this is one of the important thing what Close has done. Close has given a purely scientific view to the homeopathic system of medicine. He has not kept it only dynamic. He tried to put it in front of all the peoples, and in fact all the practitioners, even allopathic practitioners, to show that homeopathic medicine is not the placebo medicine. It is a medicine which has a fully scientific value. And that's why he has written the earlier chapter, which we have discussed in length, and this short chapter, the drug potential. It is a part and parcel of the previous chapter only, and it is going ahead in the same manner. So we have to learn all those aspects which he tried to explain. Today we're going to conclude this chapter, a short one, where he tried to explain the scientific basis. We were on page number 240. Let us start with that. In the scientific sense, then we say that Hahnemann, through drug proving and potentiation, was enabled to formulate a dynamic theory and raise the materia medica to the level of science. In other words, he might be said to have discovered the drug potential and brought materia medica and therapeutics into alignment, and on the other sciences which are based upon theory of potential. So Hahnemann came to the conclusion of this drug proving, then drug potentialization, all those things with the help of understanding the potential of the drug substance. Basically, he was a botanist, he was a zoologist, he was knowing the names, knowing the many plants, and he was knowing many medicinal plants. He was having that in his mind regarding this concept, and that's why he was very confident about it. So this aspect, he tried with the help of science, with the help of physics, with the help of chemistry, with the help of biology, to explain all those things. And that's why this science is most scientific, because it is experimented. The Hahnemann's theory and process of potentiation makes it possible to modify and govern all, as well as to measure the action of drugs submitted to the proving or prescribed under the principle of similia to any extent required. As the development of the modern science of electricity, hydrostatics, and engineering has been due largely to the application of the theory of potential, so has the development of homeopathy been due to the application of similar theory in the medicine. The theory of drug potential appears to be a logical corollary to the dynamical theory of life, the law of similars, and the law of potentiation. Taken together, they make up the great triad of fundamental principles in the Hahnemannian philosophy. If we view life from standpoint of dynamics, considering health as orderly, balanced and harmonious action, and disease as unbalanced and disorderly action of life principle, then we must also consider the agents which change or modify the action of life principle from the same standpoint. Any agent or substance which modifies the action of the life principle medicinally must do so by virtue of its inherent dynamic energy, and that action must be governed fundamentally by the same dynamical laws which govern the operation of life principle physiologically and pathologically. So he is explaining how this dynamical laws, the law of similars, then the question, there is a law of potentiation, the law which are related with the things which are related with the theory of drug potential. All those things, they are nothing but the one and same. The way the disease is produced because of some dynamical influence, the state of health getting converted into a state of disease because of dynamic influence on the dynamic vital force and reflects as a disease. The homeopathic medicine, by the virtue of having the same drug potential in the dynamic form, has a capacity to alter the human state of health in the healthy human being to produce a disease state, an artificial disease state. So same medicine on the application of law of similars, if we use in the deceased human being, then this itself this drug which has a potential to the convert the healthy state to disease state here works as a curative because there is a law of similars. So natural disease is overcome completely and permanently with the help of artificial disease which is produced because of homeopathic medicine. And this is the potential which is present in that drug substance. And this potential is developed because of the methods of potentiation, the trituration as well as succussion. The scientific methods where the force has been applied to liberate the energy and making the potential energy getting converted into the vital energy or kinetic energy, and which will be useful in order to stimulate the same disturbed vital force to bring back again on the track. So this is the potential of a drug substance, and which when works in the similar plane definitely cures the patient. And this aspect he tries to explain over there. This is the potential of homeopathic drug substance. These laws are related to all the vital functions and to all the agents which act upon and modify them. The organs of nutrition, growth and repair, digestion, absorption and excretion, innervation and enervation, respiration, circulation, sleep, intellect, emotion, memory, reason, judgment, and will all react to the appropriate stimuli under the law of attraction and mutual action stated by Sir Isaac Newton in the formula action and reactions are equal and opposite. This is one more important law of Newton's law, or which is also called as law of reciprocal action, which works in all these three states of human being. In the state of health, it maintains the health because action and reactions are equal and opposite. That's why even we touch the even hottest part, there is a reflex reaction, and that's why we are safe and we maintain our health. But sometimes some exciting causes, something from outside the human being affects the on the vital force, acts on the vital force, and vital force reacts because action and reactions are equal and opposite. And if that reactions are exaggerated, it and never adapt the situation, it reflects in the form of disease. So same law reflects in the disease. And third important thing, when we apply the homeopathic remedy to this deceased human being on the principle of law of similars, it is again in the similar manner works because whatever medicine we are giving is not not produced primary action. It is only a stimulus. It is only action. The human vital force reacts against that, and again the cure can take place. So all three states of human being, the health, disease, and cure, all depends upon this law of Newton's third law of motion, or which is also called as the law of reciprocal action. These same laws, in the last analysis, govern all the agents and substances which act upon living organisms. They are related to the germination, growth, and reproduction and development of the inherent properties of all the plants and forms of vegetable life from which we derive our drugs, to the functional and organic development and existence of all the insects, reptiles, and other forms of animal life which furnish their secretions for our medicinal use, and to the origin, formation, and constitution of all the minerals and inorganic substances which make up the part of our materia medica. The embodied dynamic energy of each and all of these becomes available and useful through Hahnemann's discovery of drug potential and his invention of mechanical process of homeopathic potentiation. The form or manner in which the dynamic energy of any particular substance manifests itself depends upon the physical condition and upon the condition of the organism in which it acts. So Hahnemann have reached to all the sources of drug substances. He understood the potential in them. So he has prepared the medicine from vegetable kingdom. He has prepared the medicine from animal kingdom. He has prepared the medicines from minerals, metals. Even he has prepared the medicines from imponderabilia, even from moon energy. And all those, why, how he reached to them? Because he understood the potential in that drug substances. He experimented, he proved it on healthy human beings, understood the exact potential what it used to produce in healthy human beings, developed the materia medica, and then applied on the diseased human being on the on the basis of law of similarity. And this drug potential depends upon two factors. First, the capacity of that drug substance, that is first important thing, that energy which is present in that drug substance. At the same time, upon the condition of the organism in which they act. So it also depends upon the susceptibility of that human being, diseased human being. Both the factors plays the role in the in this drug potential. The knowledge that drugs act upon living organism and the organism reacts to drugs, and the further knowledge that the drug organism react in a different manner to each drug led to the recognition of a specific character of drug action and to the doctrines of elective affinities, that each drug has had a specific or peculiar relation to or affinity for living organism differing from action of every other drug. So this is one more point which is there, that every drug has a different drug potential. In some individual, every remedy produces a different type of reaction. If you prove the aconite will show a different reaction from the human being. The belladonna will show it in different manner. The calcarea in a different manner. The lycopodium in a different manner. So every remedy has a different drug potential. So that's why the reactions are different. Prior to the Hahnemann's time, with only a very few exceptions, this idea was limited to in its application to diseased condition alone. Drugs were used to modify disease conditions upon fanciful or theoretical grounds without any knowledge of their action upon healthy organism. Empiricism reigned in the medicine. Empiricism म्हणजे प्रायोगिक तत्वावर आधारलेला empiricism. Empiricism means which is based upon just a thought, a theory that was very much marked before Hahnemann, deluded and hampered by the idea that disease was an entity, and the futile search for the specifics for diseases began and has continued to this day, regardless of the obvious facts that no two persons affected with the same disease are affected in exactly the same manner, and that therefore there can be no such thing as specific for a disease. Disease is not an entity but a process, constantly changing condition or state. The doctrine of specifics applies to the disease as well as to the drugs, but it is limited to the individual. It does not apply to the class. The direct producing causes of the diseases are entities, but the cause can only become active under certain conditions. And action of any disease producing substance is always modified by the peculiar character and conditions of the individual and has environment and his environment. This modification must always be taken into consideration in practice. The practical problem is to find the remedy for the individual and correctly measure its power and action. So in this paragraph, he tries to explain two important concepts. One concept which is there in allopathy, there, there are some thoughts, speculations, and on the basis of speculation, they prescribe. Whenever you go to them with fever, they tells you this might be viral, this might be bacterial. This is their speculation. They are not able to locate virus over there, but their speculation, and accordingly they prescribe the remedy. In homeopathy, this is not so. That's why for sore throat, they have very specific pattern of medicine in allopathy. But for us, it is absolutely different. We never depend upon the speculation. We depend upon what is the symptomatology, what the patient presents, how he presents, where is the location, what is the sensation, what are the modalities, what are the concomitants, what is the patient's state of disposition and mind. All things we used to take into consideration. We used to take into consideration the holistic approach of that human being. And then we find the remedy for that individual and not for his disease. So there is no question of specifics in homeopathy, which is there with the allopathy. And that's why the specifically, whenever we find it out a remedy, we judge the action, we judge the potential what present in that drug substance, and then we prescribe. We never prescribe for the chronic disease aconite. Because we know the potential of aconite is an acute state. Belladonna's potential is an acute state, not for the miasmatic diseases, or not for the chronic miasmatic diseases. And that's why we have to understand the potential of the drug substances also. Hahnemann attacked the problem of a new standpoint when he began to investigate the action of drugs upon healthy human beings. By his tests or provings, he showed that the healthy organism has an attraction for the drug, and that it will react to their. Okay. Are you getting my voice?
Yes, sir, we are getting your voice.
Okay. 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 Thank you. By his tests or provings, he showed that healthy organism has an attraction for the drugs and that it will react to their influence under proper conditions in the production of objective and subjective phenomena or symptoms. By observing these phenomena, the peculiar or specific properties and character of the drugs may be definitely determined and measured. Drug action is thus proven to be dynamical and brought within the scope of general law of attraction. So he explained Hahnemann was the first one who started proving the drugs on healthy human being, and because of which he understood exactly the drug potential. Because whenever it has been proved on healthy human beings, it reflects its signs and symptoms, specifically the subjectives more than objectives. And subjective symptoms are very important because they are individualistic. And when he applied the medicines on the basis of this collection of data from the remedy on the basis of law of similars, he got the success. And that's why he came to the conclusion of law of similars in 1796 and put it in front of the people. Knowledge of this, knowledge of the existence of this attraction and affinity of living organism for the drug and of the phenomena which they produce, taken with conditions under which they are produced, opens the way of formulation of dynamical theory of how they act. The power which they exert or the power which the organism exerts in reacting to them may be both measured and controlled. Considered from the standpoint of dynamics, we have here quantities with which to deal the same as in any other department of physics. Power of a specific kind is generated, applied, and expended for specific purpose, drug or medicinal power for proving or cure. The drug possesses potential energy or the power of doing work of certain kind in the living organism under certain conditions. The quantities dealt with are assignable quantities. and may be measured mathematically or otherwise. So whatever the drugs he has proved, ultimately all those drugs potential he understood because after proving it on healthy human being, what symptoms it used to produce, it was an experiment. It was written and everything is calculated, finding and every finding, the subjective as well as objective, everything is taken into consideration and Hahnemann prepared Materia Medica Pura. The Materia Medica Pura is the first important entity where we understood the drug potential. We understood the concept of drug potential. Yes, aconite has this drug potential. The belladonna is having such types of drug potential. Sulfur is having such type of drug potential. It was possible only because it is proved on healthy human beings. And second important thing, the method with which Hahnemann have worked it out is of potentiation, and because of which it was become rather simple for us to measure mathematically the exactly potential present in the homeopathic drug substances. Hahnemann's first great discovery was the quality of drug action is governed by the quantity of drug used. In order to control the drug action, therefore, it was necessary to find and adopt the scale of mensuration for drugs, which should be both quantitative and qualitative. The centesimal scale of dilution adopted by Hahnemann practically fulfills the requirements of quantitative measurements of drug action and satisfies the pure therapist even as a qualitative yardsticks. But for the scientist, it leaves something to be desired in accuracy for qualitative measurement. So, Hahnemann have developed both the methods, the trituration and succussion, and both the methods were very important because here the quality as well as quantity both are taken into consideration. The quantity is measured with the help of three different scales: the decimal scale, the centesimal scale, and the 50 millisimal scale. At the same time, he has poured an energy with the help of application of a force, and that's why the quality of drug substance always get increased whenever the next potency is generated. And that's why the homeopathic medicine has both the qualities. First is quantity as well as quality. And that is the homeopathic medicine's drug potential is there. And accordingly, we can use depending upon what the patient presents. And to conclude this chapter, what he says, it remains true, however, that Hahnemann's conception of the dynamic nature of drug and disease action brought their phenomena within the scope of universal laws of motion and made possible the development of an efficient system of therapeutic medication. So this is the Hahnemann's conception of specifically the making a dynamic development of the drug substance and making it aroused the potential which is present in them in order to treat the healthy diseased human being was a wonderful. In fact, it is not called to be a discovery, it is an invention done by Hahnemann, and because of which we have many remedies in our Materia Medica, and we know the drug potential of each and every medicine. So we have finished the syllabus of third year's Stuart Close Philosophy. I think we have finished Stuart Close all three philosophies for third year's syllabus, and now we're going to start with the fourth year syllabus for the from the same Stuart Close book. And this fourth year syllabus is most practical and more interesting. The chapters which are there in fourth year syllabus starts right from the first chapter, and that first chapter, the psychological point of view, I will ask everyone to attend because it is too interesting, and he has given all the methods how to become a successful homeopath or how to become successful in life in that specific chapter, the psychological point of view. One must not leave all those chapters, and all are practical value which are there in fourth year syllabus. So be there again on Monday. We'll meet on Monday with the new chapter and we'll go ahead with that. So thank you being there, and we'll meet again. Today there will be no lecture at 8 o'clock. In fact, not on Monday. For Matria Medical lecture, we'll meet on Tuesday. So thank you, everyone.
Congratulations, sir, for having
Yes,
10,000 subscribers.
thank you. Thanks a
Thank you,
lot.
sir. Thank you.